Hello and welcome back, everyone, to a stealth mission on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries on during Dynasty Warriors 8. Hey, Lumeng. A stealth mission.
They are just as stupid
as you can tell, because we're sneaking in the bushes.
In shadows.
Hey! Hey! Listen! Are you a complete idiot?
Only almost.
What? Shut up. You're the one making the noise.
You started it, man.
Those bells! This is a surprise attack. In case you've forgotten. It's every little thing with you, isn't it? And you don't worry about
That's what
anything.
the bells.
Why am I stuck with you?
Thanks, Lumeng.
Both of you. This is our chance for revenge for Hufei. It's no time to be bickering like children.
They
Calm
can hear
down.
you.
I'm not the one who needs to calm down here.
Actually, your voice is a little loud.
Yes.
Attack! Enemy attack!
There you go. You've been spotted.
And we have failed our stealth mission.
Way to open your big mouth.
Come on, both of you. Oh yeah! Fight time!
All right, let's. We're jingling and jangling all the way. Here we go.
Again, every time.
I get this.
And so we're going to be playing with Ling Tong, who has been neutered so fucking hard from Dynasty Warriors 5. It's kind of embarrassing. Alright, Ling Tong's weapon is the 3-sectional staff, which, to be perfectly honest, isn't actually that bad of a weapon, but I am uncomfortable as fuck on it. It actually is a great dueling weapon, to be perfectly honest, but that's all it really has access to.
Coming behind.
Well, I can't really sit out a battle that's already been started. I suppose I'll join you, sorry, but I will join.
Here we have another Storm Rush. I don't think I've actually explained what Storm Rush is. If you notice that there is a specific weakness there's a gauge above enemies' heads that's either an exclamation point or a blue gem. If you manage to deplete that blue gem, your next normal attack will enable a Storm Rush attack on the enemy, which is a flurry of blows that usually does a pretty significant amount of damage, as well as sends them flying backwards.
So it's not quite
You get Storm Rush when you are using the opposing element of your opponent's weapon.
I can handle him alone.
You reckon? It's not in my nature to leave a friend in trouble, though.
All right, guys, we got this rockin' intro. Everybody,
Who fights on the same side should be
let's
friends.
band together.
Everything's so
Gang up on this fool.
I kind of like it.
Good on you, Ling Tong.
What about
And
what
so
you
we
like,
have
what you do.
the demon of Hefei, Zhang Liao. Whoosh.
We have come to avenge
Huh.
the defeat.
And another Storm Rush.
Zhang Lao has been defeated.
We don't stand a chance
Yay.
against such fighting spirit. We must fall back for the time being.
You are a worthy opponent. We will be back. Oh yes, we will be back.
To be perfectly honest, one of Ling Tong's biggest strengths is the ability to keep enemies close by, so that he can actually do really insane numbers on the chain gauge.
Right.
But to be honest, the chain gauge only honestly matters all that much on the higher difficulties, because, well, you only need to have like several hundred hits in a row on well, more difficult enemy officers.
Don't let up, Ling Tong. You're doing great.
My weapons need more power.
They do, honestly. I really dislike the 3-sectional staff. It's honestly a really good weapon on horseback. It's just that I'm not actually comfortable using it anywhere. Even on horseback, I'm not actually all that comfortable using the damn thing.
Oh yes,
I
commentaries.
do like this first Musou attack, though.
Commentaries on rank and file. Yeah, that's before we realized that soldiers just need God mode power in video game development sessions in order to overwhelm their foes. No, I don't think rank and file is going to save you when the whirlwind comes for you.
Exactly.
I mean, Jesus Christ, we're just sending dudes flying.
Yeah. Ling Tong does have a lot of grapple attacks, which is why I consider him to be a pretty cool duelist. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's the best at it. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know who the best duelist is when it comes to Dynasty Warriors 8. I want to say that it's actually one of the leaders, but I can't really recall who.
Manchar. I have learned a lot.
Yujin.
My head is now full of bruises, blood, and inspiration.
Now, for some reason, Ling Tong in this game is supposed to actually have the same personality style as one of my favorite characters in Naruto, Shikamaru. The problem is Ling Tong isn't as intelligent as Shikamaru is, or at least he's not played as intelligent as Shikamaru is. Nor does it actually fit the type of missions and battles that he ends up going into. A lot of the time, he ends up being, either an ambush unit or a frontline assault unit, and those are not positions where you're allowed to be lazy. So I don't understand why they decided to have Ling Tong be the lazy genius trope when that isn't really the position that best suits him.
Lazy genius. Are you saying
I
that
actually
he's going
really
to die?
enjoy the lazy genius trope. The lazy genius trope is definitely a thing that I would aspire to actually have for myself if I bothered to apply myself at all. Because
it reminds me of there's a trope in anime, I'm told, where there are two kinds of ways of having abilities. You either work hard, put the time in, practice, and hone your skills, or you are just naturally talented and don't have to work all that hard in order to be good at whatever you do. And what anime does is usually the hero is the hard worker and the villain is the naturally gifted douchebag.
To be perfectly honest, it's not how a majority of shonen anime I've watched actually are. I mean, we're told the hero is a hard worker a lot, but then he ends up having natural talents that he just didn't know about.
Well, of course, because just like in life, you don't really know these things until you try.
No, but that's not actually your hard work and efforts paying off. That's effectively you gaining steroids from your lineage usually. Hey, Sauron.
You get stronger and smarter every day.
So you are the blade of the Wu. I will see you another time, my friend. Sorry to have disturbed you. See, here goes.
There we go. Sauron has been slain.
Went down like a sack of potatoes, I'll tell you that much.
Now, for the record, sack of potatoes fall really, really hard. Do not stand underneath a falling sack of potatoes. It will hurt you a lot.
If you say, I don't know who the hell put the potatoes up on the top shelf, but you could kill somebody with that many potatoes falling at once.
Exactly. Do not store potatoes on the top shelf.
60
the
pounds.
The highest stack point on your pantry that potato should be is the first shelf.
The whole sack of potatoes for a household? You gotta be cooking for like fucking 30 people.
And here we get to see what the bonuses of hyper mode actually are when the enemies have it, because there our first storm rush didn't actually take him down. We have to go for a second storm rush
Level
instead.
up. I love that. Always a big event in video games when you level up.
All right, Salpei, you're next.
The weak are forced to rely on mere gimmicks rather than actual strategy. I don't even understand what's happening.
You can't see what the fuck's going on, but what's going on there is that we're actually using our true Musa Rage attack. Hey, Sauron, you have been resurrected.
The super fighting friends have come to stop you once and for all. You're no match for the power of friendship.
And away goes the Cao Cao.
That's what I thought. Well done, friends.
Good. That ought to put them on the defensive for a while.
We have
Yeah.
avenged our loss at
We're not gonna kill them. We're just gonna
Lived up to our part of
we're just
the
gonna
alliance.
really, really hurt them.
It's all going
Well,
pretty
yeah,
I'd say.
it's a real
Yes.
wartime thing. I mean,
Fought very well.
killing Cao Cao right now doesn't actually accomplish their goals.
That wasn't half enough for me. Come on. Let's go attack Hefei again, right now.
No, Gan Ning.
Really? Do you ever just stop and listen to yourself?
Because if you did, you'd hear a lot more bells.
What?
What I'm saying is we've done enough for now. Besides, what's the point in victory if you don't take time to celebrate it?
Yeah, Mr. Cloud.
Victory without dancing, comrade, is no
Well.
victory at all.
You make a good point.
Okay. Then I'll ask our lord for some of the best wine.
Yes. Now that is a wartime celebration.
You were
Let's
planning on
get drunk.
I do not enjoy being drunk.
It's alright.
Right.
Then again, I don't think I've actually ever been drunk, just buzzed.
That means that you probably take better care of your body than many people. Both, well, I mean, alcohol is basically everywhere at this point. It always has been. It's a result of the fermentation process.
Afterwards, the situation within Yang Province was deadlocked. In order to avoid exhausting his troops, Sun Quan negotiated peace with Cao Cao. With this, Wu fulfilled its promise to Liu Bei and removed the threat from Yang Province. As per his agreement with Liu Bei, Sun Quan demanded the return of Jing Province. But... However, Guan Yu, who was in charge of defending the province, refused to hand it over. You asshole!
I vaguely remember this man.
It was the first crack to appear in the supposed alliance between Wu and Liu Bei. 4 years later, Guan Yu moved north from Jing Province and surrounded Cao Ren at Wei at Found Castle. This is the major point where Wu actually gets gets to have the alternate hypothetical route. If you manage to do all the hypothetical things prior to this battle, then you unlock the hypothetical route as an option to go for Fawn Castle. It is not a thing that we actually managed to do, so we will not be showing off the hypothetical route.
Determined to slay
I
the
think
god
we
of
end
war.
up playing as Lian Shi for this fight. Mostly because it's one of the few ones that she's in.
Duh.
Yeah.
Dude, if you turn down cleavage, like, what the hell are you doing?
Alright, be safe, everybody.
There are some problems I
Play
can
those new
easily
characters.
solve.